Hey again everyone, so now I'm going to be doing a book tag, and this one was created by WrathsQueen'sBooks and it's called This or That book tag, and it's simple really, you just choose one answer or the other. It's a really simple book tag, it's only about 14 questions long, so let's get started. Question 1, audio or book in hand? I would say book in hand because I just love holding books, having them on my shelf and having actual physical copies. I don't think anything can beat that. I haven't actually listened to an audio book for years. The last time I listened to audio was when my grandma ordered me a set of classic tales on tape. Yeah, back when tapes were popular. I had this whole series of tales on tape, like The Little Match Girl and all those type of stories. I had loads of them, but I haven't listened to any since, and I prefer reading a physical copy of a book. 2, soft cover or hard cover? This is really difficult because I like both for different reasons. I like soft covers because they're smaller and they're cheaper, so you can fit more of them on your shelves and you can afford more, but hardbacks wear better, they don't get the cracks in the spine and they look nice on the shelf. So if I had to choose one over the other, I would probably choose soft cover because they're easier to cart around and they're cheaper, which means you can get more. At a stretch, that would be what I would say. Question 3 is fiction or non-fiction? I would say fiction. That is the majority of my bookshelf is fiction. I like reading about made up stuff, whether it be complete fantasy and unrealistic, or whether it be contemporary or unrealistic. I like both. I don't read too much non-fiction. I have to read a certain amount for college, for my A-levels. I have to read textbooks and stuff like that, so I have to read a lot of it. I'm not big into biographies or anything like that. I think I have one. I have Michael McIntyre's because he's my favourite comedian, but definitely fiction. Question 4, fantasy or real life issues? Like I said, I read both, but predominantly my bookshelf is fantasy, so I would have to go with fantasy, I suppose. 5, Harry Potter or Twilight? This is an awful question for some people, I know, but people are going to hate my answer. But I have to choose this because I have only read the Twilight books. I haven't read Harry Potter, which I know is sacrilege, but I haven't because I got given the first one when I was really young and it didn't appeal to me at all, and I gave it away and I never read it. But now I'm very much into that sort of genre, so I hope to get around to reading Harry Potter eventually, but because I haven't read it, I have to say Twilight because I have read that. Yeah. 6, Kindle, iPad or other? I don't have a Kindle. I am thinking of getting one. I'm not 100% sure yet. I don't have an iPad. I obviously have a computer, but I don't tend to read books like that. I tend to have the book. I don't tend to read any sort of e-file at the moment anyway, so I would have to say other. Borrow or buy? Buy, definitely. I'm quite awful in that I like to own the book if I really like it, and even if I take a book out of the library, which I haven't done for months now, if I really like it, I have to buy that book, so it doesn't save me any money at all. So yeah, I like to own them. Bookstore or online? I would say online because you can get so much more for your money online, and I know that bookstores are struggling, but I like to go in and soak up the atmosphere of a bookstore and browse. But I don't think they can really compete with the online, and when it comes down to it, I like to have more for my money. So yeah, I'd say online. 9, tell me one time or total trilogy. This is hard because a trend now in YA fiction especially is everything tends to be a trilogy or a series, and it's getting a bit annoying now. You get to the end of book 1, you were left on a cliffhanger and you have to wait a year for the next one. Whereas I tend to lean more towards liking standalones because you can read it and then it's done. You know everything that's going to happen. You're not left hanging for the next one, which is just extremely annoying. But then on the other hand, you never get to see those characters again, so it is hard. Trilogies are okay, I suppose, because you don't have to wait too long, so I will go with trilogy, I think. And that sun is glaring at me now. Oh, it's horrible. I look like Casper. Oh, that's just made it worse. Oh dear. Oh, there we go. Monster read or short and sweet? I like somewhere in the middle. I don't like 800 odd pages because it takes forever to read a lot of the time. But I don't like them when they're too short because you feel like you just get going, and then it's over. So I do like in the middle. If I had to choose between them, I would probably say short and sweet because I don't like to carry around epic reads. Yeah. Starry-eyed. I can't say it. Starry-eyed romance. There we go. Or action. Um, this is difficult because I like that. I don't like just romance. There has to be, some sort of subplot, or the romance be the subplot. I can't just read romance. Um, and then I don't like all action. There has to be a romance element to a book really for me to like it. So yeah, that would have to be in the middle, but if I had to really choose one, I would probably say Starry-Eyed Romance. 12. Curl up with your Snuggie or bathe in the sun. I don't like to read in the sun. I find it really annoying. I just find it hard to concentrate reading in the sun, which sounds really odd, but it's true. I don't own a Snuggie, but I curl up with a blanket if it's cold. So I would say curl up with a Snuggie / blanket. Hot chocolate or latte? I don't like coffee, so that would easily be hot chocolate with whipped cream and chocolate sprinkles and marshmallows and all that crap. 14. Read a review or decide for yourself. This is hard because I tend to do a mixture. I tend to know what I want to read, and if people that I follow and trust their judgment on books, I tend to see what they thought of it and go, oh yeah, I definitely like that. Or I like to see, or sometimes when I haven't heard of a book and they've reviewed it, I'll watch it and see what they think of it and go, actually, I would like to read that. But sometimes I do decide for myself and go, no, I'm just going to read that anyway. So again, that's somewhere in the middle. So I would probably say that I decide for myself if I am going to read a book. Okay, so that's the tag video. Remember, everyone is tagged. So, happy reading!